Hi, Kathy.
Hey there, Lori. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Do you have any requests today?
No, I'm good. Oh, I'm not good, but I can use the total workout. I did make Denise's
Awesome.
class yesterday, but
You what?
I did make Denise's class yesterday, so that's good.
Ah, great. Okay. Well, let's begin just in a comfortable seated position. Can take some time to settle in. Take some breaths. Just shifting and landing, just letting yourself come into a state of relaxation and also a long spine. So shifting anything along the way. And there could be some cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and sighing out the exhale. Just inviting yourself to release any tension that you don't need to hold on to here. And scanning the body from the head slowly downwards, softening in anywhere that feels tight. And noticing whatever the senses call your attention to. So any thoughts that are present, anything from sight to sound, taste, touch, smell. Just noticing yourself in the space that you're in. And you can take in a deeper breath and notice where the body expands. And exhaling, releasing from the top down. So noticing the body growing a little lighter, a little longer on your inhale. And noticing the body shrinking and compressing on the exhale. The inhale expands you from front to back and side to side and bottom to top. And the exhale, staying tall, releases downwards. Chest, then ribs, then belly. So following this rhythm, this cadence, just letting it grow a little bit bigger by expanding a little more on the inhales. And releasing completely and slowly on the exhales. There might be an elongated pause between the breath cycles. So pausing to suspend the exhale on empty, and then a full, complete expansion, rising, lifting, energy rising on the inhale, holding the breath in for an extra count, and then releasing downwards. So the breath becomes the focal point, and it invites in a desired state of being. And if you notice active engagements and thoughts, it's okay, just coming back to the breath again. full presence. So we'll take our breath, our 3-part breath, into a seated cow and cat. So as we breathe in from the bottom to the top, we'll arch the spine and lift the heart. And then the exhale reverses that way. So as we release the air downwards, the back rounds, the navel squeezes, the pelvis tilts, tail down. And then just continuing with the rhythm of your breath, the natural depth and speed. And then coming back to lengthening through the spine, just a long, straight spine. We'll reach the arms out and up on an inhale. And the exhale brings the arms back down and the heart stays lifted. And just like sun rays, the inhale draws energy up, light energy expanding. And the exhale is grounding as the rays set down, the heart still rises. We'll breathe in and up, this time just leaving the arms up. We'll bring them into a V shape. The shoulders can lower as the arms rise. And rooting down through the sitting bones, creating some space between the hips and the shoulder and the underarms and the shoulders and the ears. Space between the upper and lower jaw. Okay, and then as we exhale, next we'll bring the right hand down and stretch the left side. So the left arm can reach over to the right. And then you might open and close the angle of your left shoulder so the armpit can face up and then down. And then find somewhere along this range that feels like a nice stretch and hold that space. I'm stretching deeply between the ribs on the left side. The right elbow is not locked. We're rooting down through the left sitting bone and just breathing. Okay, we'll come back up, arms into a V shape, shoulders down, heart lifted, sitting bones rooting. Breathe in. And then we'll exhale to the other side. So same thing, it might feel different. Left hand down and the right arm stretches over. And we can find that little shoulder roll, a little open and closing of the underarm. And then somewhere along that range, we can hold that space to breathe. So rooting through the right sitting bone, keeping a softness in the left elbow, opening between the ribs, stretching the lung. Good. We'll come back up, arms up into a V shape, shoulders down, heart lifted, sitting bones rooted. And then we'll bring prayer hands down to the heart. Maybe an intention here, a moment of self-gratitude. Okay, we'll release the hands and change the crossing of the legs. So the opposite crossing, the one that's in front or on top changes to the bottom. Okay, and we can roll out the shoulders a little bit. Good. And then we'll roll the shoulders back and down to the back pockets, lifting the heart space. And we'll take a seated twist. So let's bring our left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind. Okay, and then just check in with the neck. You can adjust your head. We don't want to strain, we just want to stretch. And each inhale, the spine grows longer. And the exhale deepens the twist somewhere between the navel and the heart. Okay, we'll leave the left hand where it is and reach the right arm up. Turn the heart forward. And turning back to face forward, we'll cross the right arm over the left and round into the back like cat pose. So you can round your back, hang your head, squeeze the belly, tilt the pelvis, tailbone down. Okay, reaching the arms back up, all the way up into the air. We'll breathe in. And then twist the other way. So now right hand to left knee and left hand comes behind. Yep, and the hand can come down. And just feel how the breath enhances this stretch and twist, stretching on the inhale, twisting on the exhale. And let the breath be slow and steady. And then the right hand staying. We'll reach the left arm up and turn the chest forward and cross the left arm over the right. You can round into the back and hang the head. There might even be a bit of a sway. Good. And then arms back up into a V shape, shoulders down, heart lifted, sitting bones rooted. Okay, we'll interlace the hands behind the body. Interlacing the hands, we can draw the heels of the hands towards each other and start to lengthen through the arms. So maybe the hands leave the low back and the heart space rises. Good. And then we'll release the hands and give the arms a shake. Okay, let's extend our legs out front. And we can point and flex the feet. And then rotate through the ankles, maybe the hands as well. There could be some rotating, pointing, flexing in both directions. Good. Okay, and then rooting the sitting bones, flexing the feet, the heart space is rising. We'll inhale to reach the arms up. And then exhale, bring prayer hands to the back of your heart and round your back like cat pose. Squeeze your belly, roll your thighs in. Point the toes to breathe in. We'll reach the arms up and sit tall, shoulders down, ribs in. And the exhale, we're folding forward. The feet will flex. The knees might bend to release tension through the low back. Okay, and then we'll point the toes and bring the hands back and take a seated back bend, just arching the spine, rooting the knuckles of your hands down to the floor. Good. And then exhale, sit tall and flex your feet. So we'll do that one more time. We'll reach up and breathe in. Then exhale, round your back, squeeze your belly, look down, roll your thighs in. On an inhale, we'll reach back up and point the toes, squeeze the quadriceps, shoulders down. Then exhale, flex your feet and fold. And this time we'll hold the forward fold so the hands can rest down wherever they touch. And each inhale lengthens the spine a little more. Each exhale is hinging the hips to draw back as the heart reaches forward. And just scanning through the body while you breathe in this fold, noticing what parts you could soften. And just keeping the engagement of the muscles, like the kneecaps rising, the feet pressing, hips hinging, to increase the stretch through the body. Good. Let's point the toes and bring the hands back. Hands can touch down and we'll lift the heart seated And shift the hips side to side. You can stay like that or into a reverse plank pose. You can lift your hips, rooting through the knuckles, rolling the thighs in and pointing the toes forward. Good. Okay, then we'll lower to sit, bend the knees, and come back up for reverse table. So the knees are bent and the hips lift high, and we can lean the head back. And the hips reach high as the knees point forward. And then we can lift the chin back in towards the chest and really push through the knuckles. Okay, and then bending the elbows, just like tricep push-ups, we'll lower our seat down and the elbows bend and then come back up again. And we'll do that twice more. So lower your seat and bend the elbows and then push back up. And then one more. Good. Okay, and then we'll lower to sit down and we can windshield wiper the knees side to side. And just side to side, stretching the hips and massaging the glutes. Okay, we'll bring the knees down to the right in a deer shape and just lift and lower the left knee. Okay, and then let the knee lower and lift and lower the foot. It might not lift, or it might be a little. Good. And then let that go. And we'll keep the knees bent in the deer shape and we'll take a twist. So continuing rotating towards your right till you're facing the back of your space. And then you can stay up or walk your hands down, lowering your torso towards the floor a little or a lot or not at all. And breathe deeply. Okay, and then we'll walk the hands back in and come back towards facing forward. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then bring the knees down to the left. And we'll lift and lower the right knee. And just firing up the outer hip a little. And then we'll lower the knee and stay tall. That's just the motion of trying to lift and lower the right foot. Good. And then letting that go. Continue rotating towards your left till you're facing the back. And you can stay upright or fold down or a bit of both. And just let the head hang or nod your head or find a position that is a stretch without a strain. Breathe deeply into the belly. And then we'll walk the hands back in and turn back towards the front and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Okay, and we'll keep the feet planted wide with knees bent. Bring the hands forward and lift the heart space, almost like cat pose. And then as you exhale, you can round your back and hang your head. Yeah, and just breathing deeply here. And then lengthen through your spine once again. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together. and we can rock from one sitting bone to the other. Good. And then 2 sitting bones rooted, we'll bounce the knees. Good. Okay, and then opening. So maybe the feet open like a book. The knees can release towards the floor, and the shoulders roll back and down. We'll lift the heart. Okay, and we can lean back into this so we get a stretch for the neck. So the arms are straight and we're just leaning back, and you can lower your chin towards your chest. Stretch the back of the neck. And then lengthening back up again, shoulders roll back and down, sitting tall to keep the spine long without rounding. If you can hinge from the hips to draw your heart forward with a straight spine, you might do that. And then the inhale lengthens the spine again. And the exhale just draws the heart forward. Good. And then lengthening the spine, we'll slide the feet forward a little bit. So we have a diamond shape with the knees, the legs. Inhale, lengthen, sit tall. And then exhale, rounding the back, let your head hang forward and down towards your feet. And then you can sway or just hang or nod your head and breathe. Again. And then we'll squeeze the belly and roll back up to seated, and we can help the knees come back together. And we'll come into table position on the hands and knees. And coming into a tabletop, you can find some movement here. You could shift the hips around. Circle or shift or rock back and forth. And let's curl the toes under and windshield wiper the heels side to side. And then with the toes curled under, we'll come into a cat shape, rounding the back, squeezing the belly, hanging the head, and then hover your knees just a couple inches off the floor in cat. We're stretching into the backs of the shoulders, the back of the neck, engaging the core. Good. And then we'll lower the knees down, shoelaces down. We'll inhale to arch the spine, cow. And breathe a few breaths in cow, just stretching the belly, lifting the chin, lifting the tail. Okay. And then cat and cow, we can take cat with our toes curled under, rounding the back, tilting the pelvis so the tailbone points down. And then shoelaces on the inhale, engage your quadriceps, stretch the belly, lift the heart, and just back and forth through the two. Okay, and then we'll come into downward dog. So curling the toes, lifting the hips, lowering the head. You can pedal the feet. You can nod your head, shift the weight. Any kind of movement that stretches out tight spots. Okay, we'll lift and lower the heels really high and then down towards the floor, lifting the hips the whole time. And okay, and then like a mountain climber, bend your right knee and tap your toes halfway up the mat and then the other. Yeah, and squeeze the belly and keep going side to side. And then downward dog, stretch, hip creases rise, head lowers, shoulders broaden, thighs roll in. And then we'll bend the knees and lower back to table. Uncurl the toes, cow pose, inhale, cat pose, exhale, good. And let's come into puppy pose, heart melting. So we're gonna reach the chest towards the floor. Checking in with your shoulders. If there's no pain or tingling, the arms could be straight. Otherwise, bend the elbows so they're offering more ease for the shoulders. And you can root down through the shin bones to engage the belly and the quadriceps. And really let the weight of the heart lower towards the floor to stretch between the shoulder blades, opening the heart. Okay, and then we'll come forward and down. The hip points can come towards the floor. And the elbows are under the shoulders and the forearms are rolling in and pressing down. And the heart space is pulling through the arm bones. Engaging the core, tilting your tailbone to the toes and letting the pinky toenails reach for the floor. We'll take a breath in. And then as we exhale, keep the knees down, just round your back and lift your hips. Keep pressing the forearms and look back towards your legs. Then inhaling back into Sphinx pose, lift your heart. And then exhaling back into the rounded position. So round the back, lift your hips, press through your forearms. Okay, back to Sphinx pose again, inhale. And then coming into the rounded position to hold it. So we'll round the back like cat, the knees are down. We're pressing into the forearms and they're internally rotating and squeezing the belly, puffing the shoulder blades, looking back towards the navel or the knees. Good. And then back to Sphinx. Sphinx or seal if you want a deeper back bend. And just keep the shoulders away from the ears as the heart rises and the pelvis is tilting, tailbone to the toes. Great. Let's lower down and we'll hover our hands between shoulders and floor. Yeah, and then shoelaces down. We'll inhale to lift the heart and exhale to lower. Same thing again, lift on inhale and exhale, lower. And the third one will hold the back bend. You might lift your legs and feet off the floor and keep breathing. Massaging your belly against the floor. Good. And then we'll lower down and take crocodile. Stack the hands, elbows and toes are wide, and the forehead can rest onto the hand. You might rock your head to stretch out the neck, massage the brow. You might rock your hips to release the low back. Okay, so we'll realign our legs and we're going to do a psoas strengthener with a lower body twist from the belly. So we'll just lift the right leg straight and then we'll bend the right knee and the right toes are coming towards the floor on the left to tap or hover. And then we'll come back to straightening the leg and then lowering it down. Perfect. Lift the left leg straight up and then bend your left knee and tap your left toes towards the floor on the right of you. And then back through center, straight left leg and lower. And one more, right leg lift. Bend the knee and tap the toes towards the floor on the left. Back through center, lift your leg straight and lower it down. And then the left side, one more, lift straight, bend the knee, good, tap the toes, back through center, lift and lower. Great. So rest or bend the knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side in the air. Great. Okay, so we'll come into a forearm plank. So bringing the elbows back under the shoulders, the forearms internally rotate. We'll lift the hips and push back through the heels, keeping the elbows under the shoulders and keeping that internal rotation of the forearms. You can push back through your heels like a pulse, pushing to the heels and then back to the toes, back and forth. Okay, and then dolphin. So we're looking to the space between the forearms, lifting the hips by walking the feet in towards the elbows any amount, and breathing. So another shoulder opener, just like heart melting pose. Good. And then we'll bend the knees and come into child's pose. So the hips can sink back and down. The head can lower. You can have your arms reaching back or forward, whatever feels good. You might rock or be still. There could be some audible exhales, sighing out through the mouth. We'll take a side stretch, walking the arms to the right. So arms reach right and the hips can lean to the left. The head still hangs forward and down, just stretching deeper into the left side body. The IT band, the shoulder, the ribs. Okay, and then back through center and over to the other side. So the arms will walk to the left, hips lean right, head hangs forward and down. Breathing here. And then back through center once again. Okay, so in child's pose, we'll straighten the arms out front and tense the hands coming up onto the fingertips, drawing the shoulders back. Okay, and then let the elbows lower and bring prayer hands to the back of your neck or towards your heart. And walk the elbows as far forward away from you as you can to stretch your triceps and the underarms and breathe. Okay. Hands will come back down and we'll rise back up to table position. Okay. So from table, we'll draw the heart space forward and then bend the elbows, squeeze them into the body and lower down, push up from the knee, come back up, and then back into child's pose. And this will be the sequence. So we rise up to table, shift the heart forward and lower down, and then exhale, push the ground away and come back towards child's pose. Okay, and we'll just do a couple more like that. So table is the inhale, shifting forward and lowering down. And then the exhale is pushing up and back. And one more, rise, table, shift forward, lower down. Exhale, push up and back. Good. Okay, we'll rise back up to table and from table, downward dog. And let's walk the hands to the feet, coming into ragdoll at the back of the space. And we can hang, sway, bounce, or lean. Just release the weight of the head. Release between the vertebrae. And the knees can stay really bent and rooting through the corners of the feet. Soften the grip of the toes. Okay, we'll roll slowly up to standing, rooting through the feet, unfurling the spine, and eventually rolling the shoulders at the top, roll them back and down, and shine the palms forward, finding mountain pose. We'll reach the arms up and lower the shoulders, keeping the arms elevated. So the arms are rising, but the shoulders are lowering and heart is lifting. And we'll massage the feet with some calf presses. So lifting the heels and then lowering and lifting the toes. And we'll rock back and forth like this. And massaging the feet, the pressure points, so the internal organs. Okay. From here, we'll come into chair pose. So the toes spread wide. We'll sink the sitting bones back and down, and the arms can be in any shape. So coming into your chair, tilting your pelvis, rolling your thighs in, the tailbone points down. Okay, and we'll move with our breath again. So the arms will reach back when the chest reaches forward. We'll lift the heels, balance on the balls of the feet. Then lower your heels, pelvis tilts down, and we'll rise up to volcano, arms reach up. Good. Okay, again, coming down into your balancing chair, the arms reach back, chest forward, heels lift. And then heels down, rise back up, volcano. Great. The next time that we come into the balancing chair, we'll hold that space. So the chest is forward, the heels are lifted, and the arms are back. Thighs are rolling in, and the spine is super long, and we're breathing. Good. And then heels lower. We'll reach the arms up, standing into a tall mountain, and breathe. Okay. Then exhale, fold forward and down. Great. An active forward fold will lift the hip creases as we lower the head, the heart, and the hands. And let the hips shift forward so you're stacking hips, knees, and ankles. Good. On an exhale, we'll walk our hands forward, coming into plank pose, shoulders above the wrists. Push your heels back. Awesome. We'll lower down. It could be knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. We'll roll the shoulders back and down either way. And then inhale, take cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Hips rise, head lowers. We'll lift the right leg, three-legged dog, and point the right toes to the floor. Breathe in. And as we exhale, we'll draw the knee to the nose. Squeeze the belly around the back, shift your shoulders forward. Good. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Toes point to the floor. The left heel is heavy. And then exhale, step your right foot forward and down, coming into a runner's lunge. So the left knee is off the floor. Okay, so fingertips are on the floor, or your hands could be on blocks. And we'll come from this shape to pyramid and back. So just lifting the hips to straighten-ish your right leg, and then back into the bend in your knee. Yeah, so lifting your hips, straightening your leg and spine, and then bending your knee, lunging, lift your heart. And one more like that. Okay, and then holding the lunge position. Okay, so the heart is reaching forward, the left heel is pushing back, and the thighs are rolling towards each other. So if it's feasible, the right hand will stabilize you, right fingertips to the floor or a block, and we'll lift the left arm up. So it's like an open twist almost, and then a threaded needle will bring the left arm under the front leg and reach towards your right. And then reach the left arm up one more time. And then thread the needle one more time. Okay, reach your arm back up, inhale. And then exhale, switch the arms. We're gonna bring the left hand down and twist to your right. So your right hand is either on your thigh, or it's in the air, or it wraps behind your back. Good, nice. And keep pushing through your left heel, rolling back your right shoulder. and the thighs roll towards each other. Good. Back to runner's lunge. And from here, plank pose. Step your right foot back. Plank to chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. We'll roll the shoulders back and squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the hips, lower the head. Broaden the shoulders. You can nod your head, maybe bounce the knees, release any tension that's building. Okay, we'll lift the left leg up, three-legged dog, toes point to the floor. Inhale, then exhale, knee to nose. Shift your shoulders over the wrist, squeeze the belly. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, step your left foot forward for runner's lunge. Okay. So runner's lunge, knee over ankle. We're pushing back through the right heel and rolling the thighs towards each other. Perfect. We can straighten and bend the left knee and spine. So pyramid, straight leg, straight spine, lunge, bent knee, lift your heart. So like cat and cow, exhale to fold and inhale to open the heart. And one more. Okay, so back into the runner's lunge. We're pushing through the right heel and the left fingertips can stabilize you. We'll lift the right arm up, breathe in. And then exhale, thread the needle, reach your right arm under your left knee, leg. Yeah. Inhale, rise again, open. And one more threaded needle, reach, squeeze the belly as you round. Good, and then reach that arm back up. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down and twist, reaching your left arm up or to your back or thigh. Good. Opening the heart by squeezing the shoulder blades together, rolling your thighs towards each other. Awesome. Left hand comes back down and we'll step the left foot back, plank pose. Long spine, pelvis tilts, tailbone to the toes, and then lower down on your exhale. Inhale, take a back bend. And exhale, child's pose. Sink your sitting bones back and down. Release your head. Head could be on a block or stacked fists. You could rock or rest and breathe. Let's rise back up to table position. Great. Shoulders over wrists. Spread your fingers and root down through your knuckles. We'll extend the right leg straight back. Curl the toes under to level the hips. Then lift your straight right leg, toes pointing to the floor. And reach your left arm forward. Good. The shoulders and hips are level. We'll breathe in. Exhale, one time, round your back. Squeeze your belly, tap your knee and elbow. Then re-extend to breathe in and hold here, reaching in opposite directions. Root through the right knuckles and the left shin bone. And then bend your right knee. Sole of the foot faces the sky. Stay or reach your left hand back towards your foot that's elevated. Awesome. Okay. We'll release the left hand down, re-extend the right leg, and then bring your right foot down to the floor on the right of you. So almost like a gate pose, and your right ankle, knee, and hip are aligned. And then we'll just rock the hips back and forth. So your body will tell you how far to draw your hips back. We're rooting through the outer edge of the right foot, and when you come forward, you might come forward even more and bend the elbows for a push-up, optional. And keep breathing, fluid breath. If you're using the push-up, you can exhale as you push the ground away to rise back up. Okay, and then bringing your hips back, we'll hold that back stretch. So the hips draw towards your left heel. And we'll come back up, shoulders over wrist. Lifting the straight right leg, we'll bring it all the way over to the left and down. So the toes are curled under, the ball of the foot reaches down, and you're looking to the left. Push through your heel, push through the left shin bone and breathe. Okay, the legs are staying in this shape, but we're gonna bend the right knee and bring it towards the floor like a shoelace. So the right leg is still extended. Does this make sense? And then bend your knee to bring it down. Okay, and the feet are wide. So the left foot points to the right and the right foot points to the left. And then we can walk our hands back. If it's available, you might come into shoelace, Gomukhasana, by sitting your sitting bones between your feet. But it might not be that far. Either way, it's fine. Good. Awesome. Okay, we'll come forward again and uncross the legs. Circle or sway or figure eight the hips. Awesome. Center alignment, we can cow and cat with the breath. Arch on the inhale, round on the exhale. And then back to a long spine. And we'll extend the left leg straight back with the toes curled under and push through your left heel and root through your right shin. And then lift your left leg off the floor. The left toes point to the floor. Okay, and then the right arm can reach forward, leveling out the shoulders and the hips. Engage your core, a deep breath in. Then exhale, round your back, squeeze your belly, tap knee and elbow. Now re-extend and breathe in and hold here, but keep breathing. Shoulders and hips are level. Awesome. Bend your left knee, left foot points to the sky. Stay or reach your right hand back towards the left foot. Good, and the heart lifts and face forward. Awesome. Okay, right hand comes back down. Re-extend your left leg and we'll bring it out to the left, like gate, so the ankle, knee, and hip align. And then we'll rock the hips back and forth. So your body tells you how far to come. It shouldn't hurt your knee or your hips. And if you want to add on the push-up, that's optional, one or more. You can bend the elbows, shifting the heart forward and then back. Okay, and eventually taking the hips back towards your right heel with your left leg extended still to the left. And breathing deeply. And then we'll come back up, shoulders over wrists. Lift the left foot and bring your left leg all the way over to the right. Toes curl under, look right. Push through the left heel and through the right shin bone and the knuckles and breathe. Okay. And then Gomukhasana, we're going to just bend the left knee so it comes to the floor on the right of you. Right foot to the left foot to the right. And you can start to walk your hands in closer to your knees. And maybe you sit down between the feet. Good. And then soften through the shoulders, relax your face and jaw. Breathe. Okay. Awesome. So coming out of it, hands forward, shoulders over wrists, uncross the legs, circle the hips, maybe big circles or figure eight or cat and cow. Okay, we'll come back to downward dog, lifting the hips and lowering the head. And then walking or stepping or hopping forward, we're going to come to sit. Coming towards the front to sit, and then we can take a slow roll down. So your arms can reach forward and the low back starts to lower one vertebra at a time. Squeezing the belly, but still breathing. Awesome. Eventually, you're on the floor. And the feet can walk in close to the glutes, hip bone distance apart. Rest the hands beside the body and take some pelvic tilting. So a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, imprint the low back to the floor, then lift your pelvis like a low bridge. Then inhale, tailbone down, arch the spine away from the floor. Again, exhale, round like cat, a low bridge, the pelvis lifts, the front of the hips stretch. And then on the inhale, tailbone down, spine arches, the belly stretches. One more time, exhale, round, squeeze the belly, lift your pelvis. And then inhale, tailbone down, arch your spine, open your heart. Okay, and then a neutral spine will change the pattern, keeping the feet hip bone distance and planted close to your glutes. We'll inhale to bridge the hips up and reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, slowly lower one vertebra at a time. And then crunch, head and shoulders lift and the arms reach forward, navel to spine. Okay, inhale, bridging the arms rise and then come back behind you. The heels dig down, thighs roll in. And exhale, slow roll down. And then crunch, head and shoulders lift, navel to spine. One more time, bridging up. Here we'll hold the bridge. Maybe the arms come down to interlace underneath you. If so, you can walk onto the outer triceps, dig the heels down, lift the hips high, point the knees forward, roll the thighs inwards. The breath is fluid and the back of the head is supported. Okay, releasing hands, lowering your back to the floor. Imprint the low back to the earth and widen your feet. The knees can rest on each other. And then windshield wiper the knees side to side. Okay. Drawing the knees in towards your body. Can widen the knees and come into happy baby. So the soles of the feet face the sky, feet are flexing. And the tailbone is reaching towards the floor. And the knees are drawing towards your shoulders and the floor. You might rock. And slow down the release of the air, still allowing the inhale to be slow. The exhale is longer and complete. You can extend one leg to one side at a time, flexing the foot of the extended leg and the other knee is bent deeply. And then extending both legs into a V shape. Let the tailbone reach for the floor, flexing through the feet, stretching and breathing. All right, the legs reach up like waterfall, either legs and arms or just legs. You can point and flex. And eventually pressing through the balls of the feet. Imagine your femur bones dropping into the hip sockets, softening the low back. And then we'll bend the knees and bring the feet, soles of the feet together on the floor. Let the knees open like a diamond. Let the spine arch away from the floor. Like a sleeping butterfly fish. And then coming into a restful shape for integration. Could be Shavasana or a different supported position, any shape. And cleansing breath, you can breathe in through the nose and sigh out the exhale. Letting go of any residual tension. Scanning the body from the feet slowly upwards, letting the weight of the bones sink heavily into the earth. And let everything else soften, light and weightless. There's no action to take here now. You can just be. Taking in a deeper breath, allowing for the body to stretch, expand, move in any way. Starting to deepen the breath and extend awareness into this moment. You might roll to one side, give yourself a hug, a moment of gratitude. And supporting yourself to rise back up when you're ready, coming into a comfortable seated alignment of head, heart, and pelvis. Awareness into the a heart that is bountiful, beautiful, and blissful. The light in me bows lovingly to the light in you. Namaste. Hmm. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Was I the only one there today?
Yeah, you were.
Oh, I wouldn't have made
It's
you do
okay.
that.
No, it's okay. I'm happy to. I never know who's coming. I did know a few people were away, but it's okay. Yeah.
That may be one of the best classes ever, or at least that's just my current memory. But
Oh, good. I'm
yeah,
glad.
yeah. I
Awesome.
don't know. Maybe it just hit all the right things. I don't know. It was really good. Thank you.
Fantastic. You're welcome.
All
All right.
right.
Well,
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I'll see you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye.